Hi everyone, my name is Alejandra and I am a therapist at Catalyst Counseling. I've made this video for you today to address a topic that has been on a lot of people's minds lately. I've had a lot of families who have come to me talking about challenges that they're facing at home with their younger children. And so, specifically, I'm going to be talking today about regression in children. So, regression occurs when a child is going through a stressful situation and they're not able to cope. So, what they do is they start relying on behaviors that they've already mastered and grown out of to cope with, stressful situations. So, what you might be seeing is children that are acting more childlike, children that are acting almost babyish. They might be sucking their thumb. They might be, playing baby. You might see potty accidents, an increase in potty accidents when your child is already potty trained. Um, you might see tantrums, an increase in tantrums and meltdowns. And so, the first thing I want to say about this is that this is a very normal response to a very abnormal situation that we're all going through right now. All of our daily lives have been disrupted and we're finding ourselves in very different situations that we're not used to. So, children, like adults, can also have a hard time processing these things. However, they don't have the ability to use words like adults do. They can't call their friend and have a conversation about, how frustrating the day was, or how hard it is to be stuck at home, or how hard it is not to see their friends. So, what children do is they play out their emotions and their feelings and the things that they're processing, and then they also act out. And so that's why you might be seeing an increase in these behaviors, but I want you to know that it's normal. So the next big thing that I want to talk about is what you can actually do about this. The most important thing that we can do as caregivers is increase our connection with our children. So, what that means is increasing special time, special bonding time with our children. And this can look like a variety of ways, but I want to talk to you about a couple that might be helpful for you. So, the first would be to increase your physical closeness. I recommend doing activities, whatever fits for your family, but some activities would be something like maybe doing special back rubs, um, having like time where you actually hold your child, hugging, holding, and rocking can be very soothing for children. Um, Sometimes I think like maybe even doing a routine where you wash their hair for them and kind of massage their scalp. I think those are all things that you can do to increase physical touch. Whatever works for you, those are just some recommendations. Another way that you can increase closeness with your child is by just listening to them. As I mentioned, children don't have the capacity to express themselves as eloquently as adults do, but they still sometimes want to talk about things that are important to them. And the best thing that we can do as parents is to listen, save our comments, and listen to them. And so, what you can do is you can always ask your child, what would you like for me to do? Would you like mommy to listen to you, or do you want mommy to give you some advice? I think sometimes this comes from good intentions, but we jump to trying to solve and fix problems when really sometimes they just want to share something with us and that's it. They don't really even want to talk about it anymore. They just kind of want to get it off their chest. And then the last thing that I recommend is increasing activities that create joy for you and your child. Now, again, this can look like a whole lot of ways, but activities that I recommend would be anything that puts a smile on your face, that gets you all to laugh together and just have a good time. For some families, this might look like singing together, having dance parties, or maybe even playing games. I know a lot of families like to play board games together or even games outside. Movement is something that is also really helpful to do to get our kids out of their animal brain whenever they're really upset. They are no longer able to use their thinking brain, and so incorporating movement into your life is very, very important to help them regulate their emotions and calm down. So, those were, three things that I recommend for families to do in order to increase connection, in order to increase the feelings of love and compassion with your children, and doing so in small ways that are routine. If you have any questions about the activities that I mentioned, or just about regression, uh, other signs of regression, please send me an email at the address below, and I hope this was helpful to you. Thank you.